driver was using service survival.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Friends here. Y'all,
because you have to understand that self-defense is a serious business. We still carry forces, defense forces. Make a difference.
one of the tactics that would increase or decrease
in the two-way community.
All right, y'all introduce yourself.
Let's just give them 100%.
Johnny
You already know what it is.
I saw that, and I've done my share. I'm about to put yours up here too. Look at this. My comment is,
I want.
hey, you'll be back. Hey.
But no, so Marquise Moreno, PC.
What's up, man? What's up? What's up? What's up? And if you ever gone ahead and hit that like button, favor. What's going on? I hope you all are having a great day. Hope you all are having a great day. Listen, my friends. Yes, that's what I said. The Uber driver. He said the introduction is too long. Find something to do during it. So it's always going to be somebody that has a problem with something that you're doing. My introduction is long. You said I'm muffled. Mr. Struggle Streaming. Do I still sound muffled? Hey, Yolanda, what's going on? Do I still sound muffled? Hey, what's going on, TikTok? Yes, I'm live on YouTube. You said the sound is off. The intro is fired, but my sound was off. Now I sound bad. I don't know what to do. Is that better? There's no cord to jiggle. You said it sounds like I'm underwater. There is no mic. I don't have a mic. It's just a regular. Let me see if I can turn this off. Is that better? Double screening. Sound not good. All right. I'm going to plug in a mic and see if that's it. Well, I know you all can hear me clear on TikTok. I'm on YouTube and they said I could. I'm not on my phone. I'm on my computer. It's the same. A little bit. I haven't plugged anything up yet. Now watch. As soon as I plug this up, it's going to be horrible. You said I sound better on TikTok? I'm clear as day in fact. All right, here we go. Let me see if Mike's second. Hold on 1 minute. Yeah, this is just the default built-in, same one that. All right, you said you got it. Radio check. I'm not smacking my computer. I'm not doing that. Y'all silly. How does it sound now? How does it? Yeah, I'm on YouTube. How does it sound now? How does it? You said YouTube is a problem child this evening. How does it sound better now? Smack the mic. No, I didn't have a mic the first time, yo. No, it doesn't sound better. Now it sounds bad. You know what? A hairline like mine. No, I just switched the mic over. Let me see how this.
Is that better? Is that better? You said it's better? Is this? You'll never find. Don't have me. This sounds better. Oh, so the last time it sounded horrible You said down just some. So now I got to win a mic. It's a somber day outside. Very clear. It's a somber day outside, and now I'm loud. Now I sound like the some of y'all should see the comment section over here. Well, I guess I'm gonna use this mic now, so it sounds better. What's going on? Hey, Melinda, what's going on? All right, so you'll never find. All right, so what's going on? This is Trigger with Instructor Mike. I am your host, Instructor Mike. I am also live on TikTok as well as YouTube and all that other stuff. Hey, what's going on, Aaliyah? We are going to have an interesting show. It's a sad show. I guess it would be both a sad show and it would be a... Now, I kind of don't want to switch back to the other mic. Does it sound better? This is the mic that, oh, y'all saying I'm good. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stay with this then. 1 minute is this, the next minute is the other thing. I'm going to stay with one thing that works, I guess. All right, so let's go on ahead. You said, please don't. Perfect. Leave it alone. Okay, Jacob, I got y'all. So I sent out a notification to Marquise and everybody else. Maybe they're busy tonight. We're going to go on ahead and continue to move on today. Yeah, so how many of you all had a chance to see? Oh, thanks, Jacob. And by the way, everybody wish, please, if you don't mind, right? Everybody, yes, I'm talking about Tiffany and Aries Spears. Yes. So happy anniversary, Jacob. Jacob and his wife, they are celebrating your what anniversary? 20-something year. I seen that. Oh, Jacob, why do you look like a drill instructor in your wedding photo or in your... Oh, you were definitely the white shirt for sure. And I'm not saying that because you're white. 16 years, right? So happy anniversary to you and your wife, right? You talked about how, you know, she was like the saving grace. Like she was really there for you when you're at your, you know, one of your lowest lows in your life. So yeah, man, I know you were, Jacob. You got that high and tight, man. So yes, happy anniversary, Jacob. All right. You said Joe Black said, I can't make a relationship last 20 minutes for sure. So happy anniversary, man, for sure. All right. So let's go on ahead and dive into it. I am using one of the clips from Law Nerds Clips. Okay. This guy is an attorney. There has been a lot of situations that has been going on. And those of you all on TikTok, if you want to see the edited video, beeline right over to my YouTube page, Instructor Mike, because I'm about to show the edited video. Tiffany Haddish, actress and comedian / I don't know if he's an actor or not, Aries Spears, they are under fire right now for the controversy of what happened in a video that has surfaced. It surfaced now, but it was out some time ago. Now, some of y'all are like, why are we talking about that on Instructor Mike? I thought you were just about firearms. Well, no, I'm not just about firearms. This is about criminal justice, okay? This is also about criminal justice. And you can't eliminate this from the conversation because a great percentage of what we do surrounds ourself around protecting children. Okay. Those of you all who know me, you know I'm an advocate for children. I'm an abused child advocate. And you know, or at least I thought you know, that I wrote children's books, right? I advocate for children, right? And when I was first made aware of this video, you said Aries got beat up because he was drunk in the studio from Old Boy. Okay. First of all, Aries Spears is a funny comedian. He is. He's funny. Controversial, but I too am controversial, so I can relate, right? But when I tend to look at stuff, I tend to look at stuff from a middle ground where I don't form an opinion one way or the other until I see what I see. And what I saw in this edited version from Law Nerds Clips, I did not like. And you are going to see it right now. Okay. I'm going to go on ahead and share it. And we're going to watch it and we're going to comment about it. You know, let me go on ahead and get the share function going on. By the way, if you have not liked the video or liked this stream, please do us a favor and like this. Do us a favor and then like this. And then we're also going to talk about, yeah, that's why I'm not showing it on TikTok, right? I'm not showing it on TikTok. You're right about that, She Stanja. You know what? I didn't even think about that. So those of you all on TikTok who are watching on TikTok, just to even talk about it may subject this live to being banned. So beeline over to YouTube. My channel is Instructor Mike. Beeline over to YouTube, and then you can watch it. I'm going to end this. I value both of my platforms. TikTok, 1.7 million followers. Appreciate that. Steadily growing. I don't want to lose this, right? And in talking about that, yeah, I can see TikTok killing the feed. In fact, they are just sitting there waiting to press that button on the live. So beeline over to YouTube. The mic works now. Okay. Beeline over to YouTube, Instructor Mike. And while you're there, please do, a favor, like it, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, all that stuff. Okay. Here we go. You said, Mike, I'll be right back. Have to pick up my son up. Okay, cool. All right. Beeline over there. I'm going to go ahead and hit this live. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, I ain't want to lose the tick. You there from TikTok. There we go. Here we go. All right. What's up, Noah? All right. Here we go. Appreciate that. All y'all coming in from TikTok. Outstanding. Do me a favor. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. We're going to go on ahead and get this share thing going on with this video. Extremely sad to even see this. Extremely sad to even see this. No, we don't want to lose a TikTok. Not at all, baby. And I appreciate She Stanja from TikTok for even talking about it. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm sure y'all can see it now. Whew, this is going to be a little troubling, but I can appreciate Law Nerds Clips for even censoring this. And I don't know if he edited it or censored it, whatever the case may be. But let's go on ahead and watch it. Now, due to the graphic nature of just even the stuff that is implied here, viewer discretion is advised. Due to the graphic nature of what you are about to see here, viewer discretion is advised. Just going to ask one more time while I check a couple of things. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Hit the like button, please. I would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Hit the like button. I appreciate the viewers in here. You said, got you, Mike. Share your stuff with my groups all the time. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, let's go on ahead. Let me readjust this camera. Bam. All right, let me go on ahead and press play without any delay. Here we go.
I need you to do me a big favor. Please, can you do me a favor on my TJ while I run the bank? Look, do whatever Uncle Pete asks you to do, okay? Be good. Thank you so much. If you need anything, just call, okay?
All right.
Now, the clip is supposed to be up. Oh, now I'm struggling streaming. Here we go. So the clip is supposed to be from ariesspears.com. It's not on there anymore. From ariesspears.com. The clip was supposed to be from ariesspears.com. You said it was lagging? Okay, I'll push it back. I don't want y'all to miss anything. There we go. I'll push it back. So the kid comes into the shot. You don't see him. Okay? You don't see him. And by the way, shouts out to Law Nerds Clips. Go on ahead and subscribe to him. He does awesome content on things relative to the legal system. So I got to give him a shout out because I am using his video. This video is one of the only ones that's actually still up, that's edited, that I can actually show.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Tiger Lily, what's going on? So let's go on ahead and talk about it. So the kid comes into the shot in just his underwear. Okay. So that's already bad. It's already bad. And it's lagging again. Yeah, YouTube is doing its thing. I'll just wait for it to come back up. Because I really want you all to. All right, it's coming back up now. Sometimes when you struggle stream, you got to wait for it to. StreamYard is notorious for this. All right, here we go. Let's go on ahead.
Big favor. Please, can you do me a favor and watch TJ while I run to the bank? I'll be right there. Do whatever Uncle Pete asks you to do, okay? Be good. All right, thank you so much. If you need anything, just call me, okay?
All right now.
Kid in underwear playing with toys. Kid in underwear still playing with toys. This part. And this was supposed to be a PSA. You don't have to watch it, Joe.
Did you call me?
Oh, yes, Uncle Pete. Can you watch TJ for me? I need to run to the, I gotta run some air. I need to go to cleaners, and I should be coming back. Okay?
All right, Eddie.
Thank you.
You got it. You want me to spend a little bit of Michael Jackson time with the boy, huh? All right. Oh, yeah. TJ. TJ, did you know I was best friends with Penn State Sandusky? They have a touch but don't tell policy.
Can you please watch TJ for me? I gotta run to the post office. 10 p.m. It's the 24-hour post office. Hopefully they're playing that new drink. But look, anyways, he got his comic book. Everything should be cool. Shouldn't be any problem to you. If you need anything, just call. Okay. My mind's
And that's supposed to be the PSA message that is at the end of that skit. So when I saw this, yeah, I was so disturbed by it. Who wrote the script? Who got the children? Who agreed to allow their children to actually be in this video? Who agreed? This is sickening. This is sickening, and in no way, shape, form, or fashion. I'm watching YouTube. I see it on YouTube. You all do me a favor. Would it be too much trouble if we got some more likes for this? It's not that we're liking what we saw. It's for the algorithm. That's all. What parent would allow their child to do that video? Tiger Lily says, a team of adult humans put this together. They are all mentally ill. In my opinion, it's creepy weird. Sierra said it was done in 2014. I don't care if it was 2013. I don't care what year it was. This is sick. Now, Joe, we said we weren't going to do politics. Joe, come on, man. Come on, bro. Because you're saying liberals, conservatives are not clean from this stuff either. I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to drop the link. And I want you all to come up. Let's have a conversation about this. Let's have a conversation about this. I'm dropping the link. And I'm going to pin it to the top. And you got a cam up. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. This is sick. Why are children not being protected? Why are children being used in this fashion? Did Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears think about the long-term effects that this could have? Is there a better way? Now, don't get me wrong. I am controversial and known for doing controversial stuff that's edgy. I would never do something like this. My controversially edgy stuff is usually on commentary relating to firearms. Nothing close to that. Fenitris, you said bring you in. I dropped the link. All you got to do is tap on it. Come up if you want to. It's just extremely creepy. If you want to come up and talk about it, that's what the link is for. And no, I'm not answering any questions about guns right now because that's not the topic. You said that was just gross. More pedos would be watching that than parents. This is one way of keeping a depraved group in the future. Sickness to a new degree. So yes, Heater. What do we talk about when we're talking about solutions? Hey, Christy. What are we talking about when we're talking about solutions? You got to go to work. You got to go to school. You have to live your life. And there are people who watch your children. So how do you prevent something like this from occurring? Nicole said, Tiffany, the producer, etc., are not right, but the parents are supposed to protect their children. I hold the parents to a higher standard. Nicole, I would argue that you are holding the parents to a higher standard than they hold themselves. When I first saw this, I was extremely disturbed. Just bringing the child into the shot with nothing but underwear on in an inappropriate fashion was already inappropriate. And I would definitely say this for the men, even for the women too, but this is going to be a PSA for the men. Men, I want you to understand something when it comes down to what is needed for a criminal case, a circumstantial case, to be filed against you. At a minimum. Detectives, we are looking for three things. First, you have the allegation that's made. And barring any real evidence like the S word that ends with perm, right? Some type of DNA transfer, right? Video, witnesses to the act. Let's talk about three things that you need to have. The ability to perform the act. The proximity. As long as you can be put in the immediate area where the alleged act occurred, then prosecutors can sell to a jury the possibility that it occurred. Ability, proximity, possibility. I'm going to say this again. Ability, proximity, possibility. Only one of these things you control, and that is proximity. Proximity. If you are not in the area and have a plethora of alibi witnesses, you could be accused, but it would be extremely hard to prove if you were not in the area. So I remember a case when I was working as a detective. And those of you who follow me, you remember this case that I talked about the man who was going through a divorce proceeding. And the mother came in with her girls, not going to say how many, more than one, and made the allegation against him of a circumstantial case of the R word that ends with ape. Okay? No DNA, no need for a saying kit, alleged to have happened some years ago. So then we take the girls to what's called a victim-sensitive interview. Victim-sensitive interview, where they get interviewed by a child psychologist or trained professionals who are trained in determining whether or not these victims, alleged or actual, are in fact telling the truth. VSI occurs.
Yeah, I got you, Damien. We'll talk about that shortly. VSI occurs. VSI has concluded that the statement is true, whatever that may or may not be worth. Then we go pick the guy up. We don't have enough to make an arrest, but we got enough to at least be able to interrogate him. And I was a young detective, still in my 20s, little past mid to late 20s. So we go pick him up out of the Daily Center. They're like right in the, because we didn't know where we were going to find him, right in the middle of a proceeding. Take him into custody, transport him to the station, put him in interrogation, and we're in the box talking to him. His story never changed. Story never changed. But we didn't have enough to charge him with predatory criminal sexual abuse. And I can say the title because that's the title of the charge. That's what he would have been charged with. And in some cases, aggravated predatory criminal sexual abuse. The mom, strike that, not the mom. The aunt comes back in and states the mom made it up. Shows us text messages, other kinds of things that shows the mom made it up. Guess who was never charged? The mom. So many people go into court making allegations without any proof. Politicians can't afford not to believe them. Police can't afford not to believe them. So they end up getting convicted of some stuff they didn't even do. Tiffany said, people have to teach their kids at a very young age correct anatomical names, no touch zones, and appropriate things adults can ask you to do. You have to be open, or you have to have open communication with your children. This is correct. But this is given that you, not Tiffany, but just the parent, is a parent who actually protects children. It's sick. And just like with the R. Kelly situation, where people are asking for the parents who ushered their children into the hands of R. Kelly to be charged, they're not going to do that. Because they don't care about parents victimizing their children. It's not the target in that investigation. The first line of prevention has to start with the parents. It has to. It has to start with the parents. But you have to have actually wanted to be a parent and actually care about the outcomes of your child. And of all the messages that could have been said in that video, the only message was be careful who your children are around? What? Why didn't we talk about Tiffany Haddish's character and how reckless she was putting him or her son in the hands of someone who shouldn't be around kids? Why are we talking about that? Why are we talking about that? See, the minute someone tries to hold a certain group accountable for things like this, they get canceled. Rest in peace, Kevin R. Samuels. Yes, I said it. Because if the Godfather was still alive, he would have had a flipping show that would have extremely gone viral. Because this is one of the things he talks about. This wasn't even, I think a girl might have been in that video, but they were edited out. But I know a boy was in that. Who protects the boys? Who protects the boys? You got the Me Too movement and the Believe Her. What about him? What about him? You want to know where the current mommy men come from? You want to know where the current men who are abusing women in relationships come from? They come out of situations like this in this video. I just had to get a check on my emotions. Because this is sickening. This is sickening. Girls definitely go through situations like this. Boys do too. Boys definitely do. And I'm saying it without saying. I could vividly picture where my brother and I was with our female adult babysitter. And I'll just leave that there. Yep. I'll just leave that there. I can vividly describe. And there was no touching. But there was definitely some inappropriate viewing. I can vividly describe, give you the address, everything. Everything. Vividly describe. And boys aren't allowed to say no. Boys aren't allowed to establish boundaries and have those boundaries respected. Travel back into your childhood. If you have a brother, if you have an uncle or someone, not an uncle, but a brother, cousin, sibling, someone younger, was this boy ever allowed to say no? Was this boy ever allowed to, don't you talk back to me. Don't you dare tell me no. You go do this right now. And what was the response? Yes, you had to go do it. You couldn't say no. Ain't no closed rooms in my house. You open this door. You couldn't share. Strike that. You couldn't keep things to yourself. You always had to share. If boys are not allowed to say no, and if boys are not allowed at an early age to establish boundaries, then they grow up to be men who don't understand your boundaries when you try to set them. That's because they were never allowed to set boundaries, have those boundaries honored and maintained. You can't protect what you were not taught to protect. When you are not protected, how can you protect someone else? And while the parents are trying to sue Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears, why aren't charges being filed against the parents for contributory negligence, which is a civil standard, of course? But why aren't they being charged with contributing? I guess you can't say contributing to the delinquency, because this is not something they were doing knowingly of their own free will and accord. But there's got to be some type of charge. I'm just drawing a brain fart right now. Yeah, so just had to say that. Yeah, child neglect, of course. So yeah, that's yeah. And to think that Aries Spears would be okay with parading this boy on TV for even laughs. All right, y'all. Yeah. Solutions. Ring cameras could be good solutions. Air tags could be good solutions. Yeah, Aries Spears is, oh man, I'll still watch some of his stuff. I mean, he's funny, but why he thought that was funny? I mean, I do some edgy stuff, but that's a hell of a way to do a PSA. That's crazy. That's not even funny at all. It's traumatizing. It really is. And Tiffany is just as culpable. And they got the nerve to call it a shakedown. Y'all don't understand some of the things that boys and men have to hide. Yeah, I got it, Fly Cool. We'll talk about it. I'm monitoring time. I know some of y'all want to talk about guns. I'll make effective use of your time. I apologize if yeah. And it's like that little boy don't even know. Little boy don't even know how that behavior. If your mother will allow you to act in a movie or a skit like that, ain't no telling what your mother will allow in real life. Yeah, his life absolutely matters. I'm just thinking about my brother. I'm just thinking about my brother. He's no longer living, but
He went through so much. So, yeah. All right, y'all. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about the FOID card stuff in Illinois. Sean, I know we're going to talk about the Safety Act. I haven't read up on that Safety Act, but I am going to, Sean. So thank you for giving me that to talk about. So if you live in Chicago, I appreciate you all for reals. If you live in Chicago, 9 times out of 10, yeah, we're talking about the FOID card. So for those of you all who don't know, Illinois is very restrictive as it relates to you getting your FOID card or concealed carry license. FOID is the abbreviation that stands for the Firearm Owner's Identification Card. And in order for you to be able to get that, you have to go through a series of background checks. And if you're trying to get concealed carry, it's a little bit more intense. So if you come up on a situation where you get a notification that your concealed carry license has been, yeah, I saw that, Tiffany. If you come up on a situation where your concealed carry license or FOID card has been revoked, or you had to go through the process, you'll find yourself having to turn your FOID card, concealed carry license, or joint FOID card and concealed carry license to the Chicago Police Department. That is both the easiest and troublesome process to actually have to go through. Because Chicago Police does not have one standard, one way. Every station has their own way. They have their own way. And so I'm going to post up a video after this live is over of an encounter I had with a 5th District desk officer. I don't even know the man's name. I didn't even bother to look at his name, his star number. But it's troublesome because once the ordeal is over with that resulted in you getting your FOID card and or concealed carry license revoked, part of the process to actually appeal for the returning of your license and the activation or reactivation of your license is that you complete a form. And I thought I had it with me. It's actually in the car because I help people with these forms. Yes, if you want to own a gun in Chicago, Todd, yes, you do have to have a FOID card at a minimum, right? And so part of the appeal process is that this paperwork is filled out correctly by the Chicago police. They tried to give the person that I was advocating for trouble by not signing the form. It's an egregious, yeah. You said hate that you felt I needed to switch up. No, I needed to switch up because it's not that I still wouldn't talk about it. Oh no, I would still talk about it. I just noticed the numbers going down, and I know I want to value the audience's time because some are here for the FOID, some are here for Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears, so I want to value their time. And I kind of figured the guys weren't going to come up this time, even though I dropped the link. If you all want to come up and talk about it, you're more than welcome. This is kind of a touchy subject, right? So Flat Cool Be Easy, you got a lot of questions regarding this. So please, by all means, go on ahead and ask them, okay? Is it different from suspended or revoked? So yes, suspended. So what you'll typically see in that process is if it is suspended, it's probably because there's a temporary emergency order of protection. And so what you'll see is that the FOID card will be suspended pending the outcome of it. So yeah, if it's suspended, you're allowed to turn in the firearm to someone else who has a valid FOID card, and you're allowed to give them the FOID card too. But if it's revoked, you have to turn the FOID card into your nearest law enforcement agency. And so what I do is, not a lot of people understand how that process goes. And so what I do is I advocate for them, right? I help them with the process. I don't turn in the guns to the police unless it's a specific court order that says the guns need to be turned in to the police as a condition of bond. If it's a condition of bond, you got to turn them in, right? But if it's not a condition of bond, I typically follow the procedures that the state police allocates in 430 ILCS 65, section 9.5. And so you said mandated reporter. We were talking about. Clara, what are we talking about? Practical Ken, what's going on? He said something about mandated reporter. Damage, mandated reporter. I don't understand what you mean. Are you saying you're a mandated reporter or I? I don't get it. But yeah, so typically what I'll do is I'll advocate for them because they just, there isn't a lot of information out there that's accessible to, you know, the public like that. I mean, not information that people can easily find. You got to dig around and read statutes, and who has time to do that? Even though you should know, ignorance of the law is no excuse. But I find it ironic. Ignorance of the law is no excuse, but the Illinois Secretary of State has an easy to read, easily dispensable or dispersible, however you want to use that term, manual, where you can understand Chapter 625 Illinois Compiled Statutes Act 5, which is the Illinois Vehicle Code. You can understand it very well. But when it comes down to the FOID Card Act, yeah, you might have little pamphlets here and there, but it's not easily spread out to where the knowledge is readily apparent. So you need to have an advocate if this applies to you. But what you will find is, and you know, stay tuned for the video, because like I said, when the live is over with, I'm going to post that video up, you know, and it's pretty disturbing. Dealing with a cop at the desk. I've been watching all of your videos as well as active self-protection. Thank you for all the helpful content. Like, thank you very much, Slightly. I got to put his comment on here because his username is funny. Slightly Addicted, in the way he wrote it or typed it. Thank you, Kian Chasers LLC. I appreciate that. Yes, y'all do a favor, hit the like button, all that great stuff. If you value the content, right? If you value the content. So what questions do y'all want to do? Do you all want to do an ask a cop or ask a former cop Q&A? I've been doing that on TikTok. This has been pretty cool. Some questions I will not answer though. So just know if I don't answer it, I'm just not going to answer it. But yeah, we can make this an ask a cop thing. I value your time, right? I really value your time. And there's much to talk about with the FOID card stuff, but I have more to say when I have a little bit more of a well put together show on that topic. But he said, thank you for expressing these issues concerning our boys and men. Whew, yeah. We often don't get a voice. So thank you for that. You said, can I travel to the range with my firearm and just a FOID card? Yes. Now, here, matter of fact, you're going to make me go get this video on my YouTube page, and I want you to watch it too. Of course, I'm going to put it on there. But this is something you need to know. I'm so glad you asked that question. That is an awesome question that you asked. Thank you for being you to ask that question, because I got a good video for you. I got a really good video for you. Yes, a really, really good video for you. I'm going to pull it up from this short.
Let's see what it even. Oh, it's muted. That's why. All right. So to answer your question, yeah, let me pull this up. And it's going to be 6 minutes. So it's a really good video. Are you still here? Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm good. Practical Ken, I'll answer that question shortly. Let me answer this question for Clean. What if I got clearly? I wasn't saying that right. Okay, so Clean Chasers, let's go on ahead and watch this video. This is going to be very informative for you because you only have a FOID card with your firearm. So let's watch. Here we go. Hey, what's going on? It's Instructor Mike. All right. A lot of people been getting popped off, especially in the Chicagoland area and in Chicago, not compliant with the FOID Card Act, right? What is the FOID Card Act? Chapter 430 Illinois Compiled Statutes, Act 65, which is the Firearm Owners Identification Card Act. What does that act say? That it is unlawful for you to be in possession of a firearm unless you have a FOID card, right? That's specifically Chapter 720, Illinois Compiled Statutes, Act 5, Section 24-1. You have to have a FOID card to possess a firearm. So you all know we have concealed carry since 2013, right? Concealed carry allows you to actually be able to carry the firearm on. All right. A lot of people been getting popped off, especially in the Chicagoland area and in Chicago, not compliant with the FOID Card Act, right? What is the FOID Card Act? Chapter 430 Illinois Compiled Statutes, Act 65, which is the Firearm Owners Identification Card Act. What does that act say? That it is unlawful for you to be in possession of a firearm unless you have a FOID card, right? That's specifically Chapter 720, Illinois Compiled Statutes, Act 5, Section 24-1. You have to have a FOID card to possess a firearm. So you all know we've had concealed carry since 2013, right? Concealed carry allows you to actually be able to carry the firearm on your person concealed in places allowed by law. But the problem is, some people get the FOID used with concealed carry. So I'm going to give you some instruction, right? So you're about to leave the range, as I'm about to leave the range. Some people may be enticed to sit there and put their firearm into some type of enclosure, right? You've got your magazine, you've got your firearm, make sure it's clear. No magazine in the well, no rat in the chamber, right? Clear. And you're gonna sit here and take this here, and then you'll walk out, any kind of bag. And then you may put it in your back seat or even in your trunk. Trigger alert. This is not an anti-law enforcement video. It's an anti-bad cop video. And you need to plan for that. So you put this in your trunk. You're driving. You're driving through a high gang, high narcotic area. You get pulled over. Pennsylvania versus Mims says the police can ask you, the driver, to step outside of the car for nothing more than officer safety. Well, I'm the passenger. Can they ask me to step outside the car? Absolutely. Maryland versus Wilson. Those are both United States Supreme Court cases. So what happens? You all step outside the car or get extracted outside of the car. And they get access to the trunk. Now, you've complied with the law, provided you got a FOID card. But here's what you don't have. Proof. Because you didn't record yourself doing this. You didn't record yourself putting this in the trunk. You're not recording yourself on the traffic stop. And now, that bad cop opens the trunk, takes your firearm without you seeing. What are you doing with the loaded firearm? Now, you're not in compliance with the FOID Card Act. And guess whose word is it against yours? It's their word against yours. So let's tell you how you can unfuck that. Here we go. The thing I recommend that you do is make sure you separate the ammo and the magazine from the firearm itself. It gets you a case like this. As you can tell, this case does not have the shape of a firearm. So anything could be in here. We'll look at that next. One type of keyhole, and that's the TSA keyhole. And that officer has a TSA keyhole, keyhole, he's going to have some explaining to do. So here's how we take care of that. Got the firearm right here. Magazine. Okay. There you go. What's in here? You don't know. Well, it's heavy. It feels like it could be a gun. Yeah, it could be anything else in here. And if they want you to give them the combination, let's go. 0, 0, 0, 1. Hey. 0, 0, 0, 2. Okay. 0, 0, 0, 3. Okay. 0, 0, 0, 4. Okay. Point is, again, this is not an anti-law enforcement. This is an anti-bad cop. You need to protect yourself against that, right? It makes no sense for you to fall prey to somebody who doesn't respect your right to be able to own a firearm and understand that you might live in an area where you might have to use this, right? So get yourself a safe like this, right? Now, obviously, this isn't the best option for concealed carry because under stress, you ain't gonna remember that code. In fact, trying to remember it under stress, you might get killed. So don't put your firearm in something like this under stress and then try to think you're gonna be able to access it, right? But for you FOID car carriers, for those of y'all going into places where you're not supposed to have it by law, you wanna make sure that this firearm is secure and you don't even know it's a firearm in here, right? And it's drop proof. That's some shit. Don't do that again. I would not chance that shit again. All right, this is Instructor Mike and you can train. Follow me on Facebook, Mike Brown Instructor Mike. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Yes, Mike said it. Subscribe to my YouTube page, Instructor Mike. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. Every Wednesday, Triggered with Instructor Mike and friends. A whole host of other instructors and myself. Got a lot of stuff to give you. No one's trying to protect you but you. I'll see you on the range.
Yep. All right. So I said we were gonna go live to Memphis. Can you all still hear me pretty good? Even though I have the volume on the computer low? Is the mic still good? I haven't done the test on that. All right, we're going to go live to Memphis. So they are looking for a manhunt. I mean, they're looking for a person. The manhunt is underway for
any solutions.
All right, here we go. Let's go on ahead. Go live
coverage of how we can tackle crime.
What'd you say, Keisha? Coming back? Okay, here we go.
Memphis, and of course we've got eyes on our city now more than ever, more than usual. But anything we can do to whether it's education or speaking with church leaders or mentors, we've been doing those stories, back to back, Richard.
Yeah, and as a Memphis native, and I know you love your city, it's hard to have weeks like this where you have random victims who apparently, no, not apparently, absolutely, we're doing nothing wrong other than being a part of their normal daily, nightly routines. Daily in the case of
Christy.
Eliza Fletcher, and nightly in the case of the victims that have been randomly shot tonight. To know that this kind of thing can happen, it's just really concerning.
Yeah, I see it, Chrissy. That's what we're watching now.
I understand why people are fearful.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Shouts out to the moderators. You all are doing an awesome job.
Morning,
if you all can just get a few more likes.
It's different. We've just had the murder of Reverend Houston Williams over, in Whitehaven. Love the Whitehaven community, historic community here in the city of Memphis. that carjacking that turned into a homicide. We sat down with her husband as well. So these people, of course, everyone has a light to give. Every life has value. And I think that's important to remember. And this is, just not, of course, my personal opinion. I think most people agree with that, of course. But just speaking with other leaders about the
I'll
plans
bring
that
you back
they
in a
have
minute,
to
Montana.
really solve this crime
Okay.
Okay.
is now more than ever on our minds now.
Right, absolutely, and we appreciate your hard work there, Rebecca. We are getting a little bit more of an indication from Memphis Police about where this may be shifting as they try to find Ezekiel Kelly, and that is near Ivan Road and Hodge Road. I'm looking at a tweet from Memphis Police saying everyone in that area of Ivan Road and Hodge Road to shelter in place and stay indoors. We're hearing that that is where a lot of the police presence has moved, is in that particular location. And forgive me, there's so many street names in this city. I try to do my best to know most of them that I can, but that looks to be near Rains Road, near the Will Brothers ball complex. That's generally speaking where we're talking about here, that if you are anywhere near that you absolutely shelter in place in that location, because that is the exact request as we have it from Memphis Police, although earlier, as we've been telling you, that pretty much includes the entire city. But nonetheless, they really felt strongly enough about it in the case of that location that they're asking everyone to take every precaution they can and stay inside. Hopefully, this means they're narrowing down where
active shooting in Memphis,
and they are getting close to apprehending him, so we can
active shooting
all clear and bring this active situation to a close, and then try to piece together exactly what kind of damage and what else has been done during the course of this rampage that started this evening. And as far as Memphis Police are concerned right now, is still going on as we speak, and they're trying to piece together not only
I see it.
Ezekiel Kelly,
is that a better link?
Named Zeke, but they're also trying to piece together exactly.
Suspect is now involved in a standout
police
standoff. Police are urging everyone in the area of Ivan Road and Hodge Road to shelter in place. Thank you, Christy, for that.
An active shooter. There is still concern that he might shoot other people, and so they have tried to, obviously locate where he is, and they seem to be focusing mostly on the area I've just told you about at Ivan Road and Hodge Road. So, in the meantime, we have MATA, the city's bus service, suspending all trolley service downtown and bus service throughout the city as a result of this active shooter. We have restaurants, as we've been telling you, hearing from people at restaurants who were just trying to enjoy a nice dinner when they got word that the city was being put on a lockdown or shelter-in-place order. And we have the U of M campus also doing the same thing, and probably several other establishments that maybe have not tweeted about it, but we know that people being responsible are taking the kind of precautions that they have to make sure that people stay safe, especially if they're under their roof in the case of restaurants or what have you. The places where we know there have been shooting victims, number one would be this one here, the one we're showing you, is the location at Poplar and Auburndale. That has the intersection closed down, and we know that the victim in this case has been removed from the scene, but obviously still a large police presence there trying to gather evidence and figure out what's happened there.
Joe, are you saying this is confirmed, or
shooting before that was at Patterson and
are you just saying
that's
he's
near the U of M
he's
campus,
that?
which obviously led to the lockdown of the university.
Someone is going to take him out. Okay.
There was also
what's up, Derek?
At
Memphis is having an active shooting event
the
right
AutoZone
now.
store on Jackson. That's in the Raleigh area. So yet another victim there. We don't know their condition at this point. We also believe from Memphis Police, as you look at the AutoZone location, we also believe that there was we know there was a shooting at 946 East Parkway South near Cooper Young, but we don't know for sure that the
This will be a heck of an episode of the first 48.
For was in any way involved there.
Remember when Memphis was in the first 48?
Crime, but
no, you're fine, Joe.
For the Memphis
That's why I had to ask you.
Believed that was probably connected. So those are the shooting locations we have. She thought there were as many as 5. We only know about those 4, but that's the breadth of which different areas of town have been affected. The people who were just innocent victims obviously affected, their families affected tonight. A number of people, all of us, in fact, affected, because when a whole city
I get it, Joe,
lockdown or asked to shelter in place, that's affecting tens of thousands of people, and is not to be minimized. I mean, this is a very serious situation, one that we hope is drawing to a close rapidly at the area of Ivan and Hodge roads, and that's only because of, thank heavens for social media. I mean, it's blessings and it's curses, but you got to say the way you're able to quickly get word out, as they've been able to do, about where they're searching and where they're actively telling people that they need to stay inside. That is very helpful to all
suspect
of us
in custody.
Basically,
okay. Chris, you said, and she's been following it on Twitter right now.
So
you said a suspect is in custody.
We're keeping on it. We're doing our best to stay on top of all of this. And it's
suspect in custody. Police on the scene at Ivan and Hodge just took Ezekiel Kelly in custody.
But we know
he suffered injuries from crashing his car.
Knowing that anyone who could randomly shoot people and just drive around areas of town and do so is a concern to all of you. And we're just standing by, hoping that we'll be able to bring you.
Yeah, I saw Todd.
They've apprehended Ezekiel Kelly sooner rather than later. One more time, the 19-year-old is the suspect that police say they have been looking for since early this evening. They say he was driving around in a gray Toyota SUV with Arkansas tags, and they, according to an eyewitness account, he used a handgun. At least one of the victims, an eyewitness who saw the shooting, and we know that the important thing is here is to, even though it's affecting a lot of people, it's important to also keep it in perspective. There's no, even though you have a reason to be afraid, and this is a situation where crime really seems to hit home, it's also one person, and that one person is in most likelihood going to get caught tonight. And in fact, I am happy to tell you, I'm just being told in my ear that the suspect is in custody. That is great news. So you're hearing it here first. Ezekiel Kelly has been apprehended.
Actually, you didn't hear it there first. You heard it on Twitter first.
It's just a blessing and great news.
Oh boy!
Really, tens of thousands of people in the city who've been concerned about we got to catch this guy so no one else gets shot. We can report to you, confirm to you that he has in fact been apprehended. I'm going to presume that that's in the area of Ivan and Hodge Roads, where that tweet went out, and they said everyone in that area needed to absolutely shelter in place. Reading between the lines, that means that's where they were actively shooting or searching, I should say, for the shooter, and hopefully have found him. So a collective sigh of relief, shall we, that is finally the case, that we don't have to worry about any other innocent victims out there. There have been more than enough for one night, and we can at least rest a little bit easy that the suspect has been found and is in custody right now. All right, so the damage he's done, that's going to be the next question, and we don't know the answer to it right now. We only have some peripheral information that we've been getting as these different crime scenes have developed throughout the evening. But we can tell you that there are at least 4, possibly 5 different locations, 4, possibly 5 possible victims in all of this, and we don't have any idea of a motive. I don't know if we're ever going to understand how someone could do this, but nonetheless, that the actions of one individual pretty much had a city.
You said he was streaming it live on Facebook earlier
to figure out where this guy is, so that
if it's even still up. Now here, Facebook is shut my stuff down.
That is the case. We can tell you now. Ezekiel Kelly apprehended by Memphis police literally within the last couple of minutes. So that
you said the AutoZone just he shot up. It's right around the
and
corner
we're happy
from
to
your
share with
mom's
you
house.
that is the case. But it has not been without some very scary moments of ranging from Raleigh to the U of M campus area to the Midtown area of Poplar and Auburndale, and likely, I would say, if you had to, based on what the
You
information
said here's
we
a
have,
video from here
majority of the
firing
shootings did
earlier.
occur roughly
I
in the
can't
Midtown
even
area,
put.
bounded
Matter of fact, I
by
can
the U of M
tap
campus area at
on
Patterson and
that.
Southern, over there by Poplar and Auburndale, where you're looking at now, and also
Let's see. What am I on?
in the shooting that we learned about at East Parkway South.
Yeah, I got it.
Also near Cooper Young. So that gives you an idea of where 3 of the 4 that we know about took place. Ezekiel Kelly, believed to be responsible for all of them.
About to take
and
it.
I don't want to leave out the shooting at the AutoZone in Raleigh, but it is near Ivan Road and Hodge Road, where police were asking for people to shelter in place specifically. And we have a crew that's on the way to the scene there, of course, and we'll try to get more information to you as soon as they are able to get there and set up and get some information from a scene commander or someone who is in a position to talk about what happened and how he was apprehended. Where was he when they apprehended him? Was there any resistance when they finally found
Yeah, I see
his
it.
location? We're going to try and get answers to all of that as we get information from officers and commanders that are on the scene there. It's just part of your doing a breaking.
Yeah, I'm gonna show it.
You get to see our processes right there out in front of you.
So you know I'm gonna put it on
we
YouTube,
can't,
right?
Give you the information until
Hold
we
on,
get
let me
the information, and that is sometimes the challenge because in defense of police, it's not always easy to piece together everything and know that it's true. You know, they hate nothing more than to tell us something that we, of course, then tell you, and then they find out that it's wrong, and then we have to come back and backtrack. So that's the goal here, and I'd certainly rather wait a few minutes to find out answers to those questions and get it right than to have to do any kind of speculation. So that's where it sits right now.
Oh yeah, he was shooting definitely out of the
information we can verify is that the suspect Ezekiel Kelly has been apprehended. There's no longer an active shooter that is a threat to the city.
I'm gonna post it on YouTube. See if it'll let me.
The last several hours. The locations.
You know what? No. Last time I did that,
Midtown,
last time I posted
area, but
something
there's also
on
the
YouTube.
One in Raleigh. Do we have a
YouTube
video of that
gave me
store?
a strike.
We had a live shot there earlier.
I don't know how I'm gonna post it on YouTube.
That is the store on Jackson. There you go.
Let me see if I can find another way to post it.
This is an edited video. And
I know I can post it on IG,
not
on
that long
Instagram.
ago, as police were checking out the for evidence, looking at whatever.
Let me see if I can do it this way. Hold on.
They try to figure out what happened at that location, but that was the first location we got wind of that there was a person who was dangerous on the streets and was a threat to the public. Then it wasn't much longer that we heard.
Yeah, that man shot himself in the car.
Others, and
you said don't do it. Let someone else take that chance.
Memphis police
Thank you,
decided
sir.
it was time to ask people to shelter in place.
Oh man, thank
and
you.
There was a long period after this shooting here that you're looking at Poplar and Auburndale.
You said
area,
I could unlist it and give you all the link to the video. Well, if you're on YouTube,
kind of
Christy put the link in the comments.
He was still on the run.
Matter of fact,
we knew.
I'm gonna pin the link to the because nobody tried to come up
after
anyway.
that. The
well, no,
SUV
one
he
person
was
did come up
driving
in fairness,
had Arkansas tags.
I didn't let him in because we were doing this thing.
So we knew they were getting close. And at that
point, so I'm gonna pin Christy's
we were
comment,
just hoping and praying that there wouldn't be another.
Okay, so if you're on YouTube, I pinned it to the top.
As far as we know, there
click on that
has
real
not
quick
been.
so you can see it.
We just know that.
Yeah, like he shot his own car from
about,
the inside. Yeah.
I don't know, about an hour after.
Thanks,
this
Christy.
scene
Thank
here,
you all for that.
Maybe longer than that.
I don't want to put that video up.
Restaurants around the city were going into shelter-in-place mode, as baseball games were being canceled, as MATA was shutting its bus service, as U of M was going lockdown, as all this response was taking place. Looks like our shot is frozen there, but the they were getting close to finding the guy they were looking for. And this is where he was arrested, right here at Ivan Road and Hodge Road. That's in the 38109 zip code. So
y'all seen them eyes get heavy.
The relief of everyone.
Did y'all see me fall asleep just a minute ago?
There being any more
y'all seen this shit up?
And more innocent victims in light of what's happened here this evening. But it's been a rough ride. I mean, it has not been at all.
Dia, you up?
I don't know. It's just been very
Is it dear?
disturbing, as you've heard from our reporters. I relate to that. I think most people watching relate to that. That this kind of thing is even that anyone would be capable of this kind of thing. It is, you know, the worst part of humanity. It's disgusting, and to see that someone could do something like this, just randomly drive around and shoot people for no apparent reason, is just really concerning that can happen. And then you see why people are
No, that was probably a Glock with the switch.
over and over again, because boy, this week we sure have been exposed to it, haven't we? We've seen it in its most raw form and its most evil form, when you have a teacher,
all right, you all,
second grade or junior kindergarten teacher.
So we're going to go ahead and stop this live. He is taken into custody. I'm sure we'll hear more about it. Some type of press conference that's going to come out later on today. So for tonight, we are going to call it. I also want to give a shout out to comedian Michael Collier. So I was at an event this past weekend and a comedy show, and I sold a lot of books. Of course, you know they're going to blame the gun. I don't think it was a Glock with a binary trigger. I think it was a Glock with a switch. You said I did not see a switch at the end. I'm looking at the video. It definitely was a switch. I'll show you. I will show you. I got it right here. It was a Glock with a switch. Yes. Look. Y'all see that? That's a switch. He had a Glock with a switch on the back. See? Yeah, so that's why it sounded like that. He had a Glock with a switch on the back. He definitely shot himself, dum-dum. Yeah, definitely a Glock with a switch. Yeah. What up, Kenny? Yeah, so he definitely had a switch. And yeah. So yeah, I sold a lot of books. It's like 100. For me, that's a lot. For me. Actually, it wasn't even one day. It was 100 books in like 30 minutes. So yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. So okay. Well, I just want to say I appreciate you guys. We're gonna go on ahead and call it for the night. Come back next Wednesday. Trigger with Instructor Mike. Make sure that you give Marquise a shout. Well, I'm not judging you, Joe. You're fine. Hey, you did a great job promoting my books. I'm glad that you really found value in them. Kashia. Is it Kashia? Sharice? I want to mess up your first name. Okay, so explain the switch. What the switch does is it replaces I'm not a Glock armorer, so I'm not going to even attempt to F the doggone. I think it's the base plate that's in the back of the slide. You take it out, and then the switch just pops right in. And then what it does is it's like a little lever that gets in the way of one of the other mechanisms. I don't know the name of it. But in short, what it does is it turns the semi-automatic function of the Glock into an automatic function, right? Very, very proficient. Very proficient. Not in the hit accuracy, but in the cyclic rate of fire. You said suppresses the sear. Yeah, that's typically what I believe it does too. Look, just because it says firearms instructor does not mean gunsmith or armorer. That's a different specialty, right? Yeah, so that's what that is. And switches are definitely illegal, right? Definitely illegal, right? Definitely illegal. And you said, now I'm in Facebook jail? Yeah. Oh, no. I'm surprised I'm not there now. Am I still live on Facebook? Yeah, I'm still live on Facebook. Shit's crazy. Yeah.
So, all right, appreciate it. You said that sounds like an expensive trigger pull. Yeah, for sure. You said, do they make that for a SIG, asking for a friend? I don't even know. All right. I've seen someone fired at the range. Here's the scanner if anyone wants that. Yeah, I'm probably going to go to the scanner and do that too. But until next time, make sure you watch the replay. Okay, make sure you watch the replay. I appreciate you all. Do me a favor. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. So that way you get the notifications of whenever I go live, whenever I post. I am going to post that video of my interaction with the police officer. You may not be able to hear him as clearly, or you might. We'll find out. And this is the interaction with the police officer in the 5th District Police Station in Chicago Police. So yes, I will see you all next week. You all take care, okay? Again, don't forget P6 Firearms Training, GuardianConcepts.com. Give Mark and John and Jacob, right? Give them a good shout out. Give them some good support. All that great stuff. You all have an awesome night. Here we go. Going on there. This is Chicago Police Service Survival.
Don't you do it.
Friends here. Y'all,
Because you have to understand that self-defense is a serious business. We do carry forces, advanced forces, make a difference.
one of the tactics that would increase or decrease
in the two-way community. If you
all right, y'all introduce this.
Let's do a kid. Give him 100.
Johnny
You already know what it is. We do the
I saw that, and I've done my share. I'm about to put yours up here too. Wow, look at this. My comment is,
I want.
A, you be